y'all, and welcome to today's video. I have 10 eyeshadow palettes here in front of me that I have been testing, trying, and I am ready. I have my full thoughts. I've used all the shades in the palettes. I've got my thoughts together on these, and I am ready to tell you what I think. Most of these palettes, all of these palettes, I have videos on. So if you're curious about them like more in depth, you can definitely watch those videos. But instead of just reviewing the palettes, I thought I would rank them from my most favorite to least favorite. Let's jump into it. I like to follow up on my first impressions or my videos where I'm testing and trying new makeup. And with eyeshadow palettes, it can take a little while to really test them, try them, see which ones I'm like wanting to use more, which ones I'm not really wanting to use. And to follow up, I just think it's gonna be fun to do them in a ranking style. So we're gonna start with the palette that is like least favorite, although I will also say, I feel like makeup has come a long way. None of these palettes are like terrible. They're all workable, but just I want to throw that out there first. There's nothing in here that I'm like, this is awful. It doesn't do anything. That's not going to be this. But I do have some thoughts. And at the bottom is this little palette from Lottie London. This palette is the Jewels, and this was sent to me from the brand, and it's not bad, but it's not great. I believe this is under $10, but I don't want to say that it's good just because it's a low price. I created a look with this. I really liked my look. It just takes work to get the type of look I like to do. The shadows are very powdery, and you're like, Heather, they're eyeshadow powders. But when I put my brush in, there is an enormous amount of kick up in the pan. Normally that doesn't bother me, but I don't think I have any other palettes in my collection that have this much in the pan to where I'm like, this is an issue. Like, that's not an issue I encounter. I found this works best if I start with the deepest color and really pack it on and then blend out with the lighter color to get the intensity. And I just have to really pack. I have to really pack, and then I have to really blend. Like, it's fine. And the shimmers, if you really wet your brush, you really pack them on, it's gonna be beautiful. You can create a beautiful look. But I don't want to use this palette anymore. If you're looking for drugstore price point palettes, I would steer you in the direction of ColourPop. I know, like, even one of their quads I think would be something you would like more if you like pigment, easy to blend, something that you don't have to struggle with. I don't think that one from Lottie London is bad. If you love it, I love it for you. And that goes with everything. If I say like, oh, this isn't my absolute favorite, or I would change this, but you love that thing, that's wonderful. I love it for you. We all have different preferences. I just genuinely love makeup. I have so much makeup, and I want to be helpful to y'all and really tell you like what I love and what I don't. Going forward, that is really the only palette that I'm like, you're not going to stay in my collection. Like, I need to give you away, you need to move on, I don't want to use you anymore. All of the rest of the palettes, they're staying in my collection. I want to use them more, I want to have them, I like them very much. Some of them I just like more than others. And the next palette is the Blooming Basket palette from DeDe Signature. I really like the look that I created with this palette for y'all. I play with makeup a lot. I film a lot, but I play with makeup even when I'm not filming. I really like to like sit down with my own thoughts and play with things, or I don't have time to film. I like to play with makeup. So the look that I did with y'all, I really, really liked. It was very colorful, very fun. This is a very colorful palette, And I really like this kind of wacky color story. I think if you don't know what to do, split the palette in half like this, and maybe it's a little like easier to envision looks. I have played with this more and tried to like layer the mattes, use these shimmers in different ways, things like that. And I really like this. DeDe's Signature has changed their matte formula. I could definitely tell using this palette that it's a better matte formula than what they had previously. What they had previously was something I liked, but it wasn't like a favorite. It wasn't something I just like got excited about reaching for. I think these are much improved. I didn't have like trouble with these. I felt like they were more pigmented right out of the gate. We do have beautiful shimmers in here, and DeDe's Signature, like they love to put intense shimmers, which I really like as well. I really like this yellow shade. So yeah, I really like this one. I do hope like they're improving the mattes. I love to see a brand like getting feedback, making changes, improving. But I hope the next thing they do is improve their packaging, like artwork and stuff. I do have an affiliate code with DeDe's Signature. I will pop it on the screen. I'm going to try, if I have any codes with these brands, which I do have indie palettes, so I will put my codes up on the screen for y'all. And then if, like, I'll link everything down below. Listen, all the information I can put in the description box, it'll be there. This is the Wicked Widow Beauty Love Sick palette. I love this packaging, first of all. Like, I think this is so cute. It looks like an old school vintage, like, Valentine card. I was trying to think, I'm like, is there another name for it other than Valentine? Like a Valentine card that you pass out. So opening this palette up, the only reason this ranked lower for me is because it's a very light palette. And when you have an 8-pan and a theme, like every palette can't have everything all the time, you know? So I like this palette. What I use this for mostly is with other palettes. I do have a video using this palette and everything, but since then I have found myself reaching for it more, like to use these beautiful shades, but to also like pull in a deeper, darker shade from something else, because I do like looks with a lot of contrast. This is beautiful. Like I said, DeDe's Signature, this one, all going forward, I'm not getting rid of these palettes. I love them. It's just personal preference when I'm looking at the palettes, when I'm thinking about color stories, formulas, packaging, everything, you know? But I really, really like this one from Wicked Widow Beauty. I think they did a good job. Nomad New Zealand Stargazing. I love this packaging. I love this theme. This is beautiful. I think Nomad, like, they just make some really beautiful palettes. Really beautiful palettes. Last year, their Royal Europe palette, their Romeo and Juliet palette, like they make some great palettes, and this one is no exception. Really beautiful. It's only ranking like a little bit lower for me just because there are some color stories coming up that I just gravitate toward a little bit more. This multi-chrome right here though, and this one, like these two are really beautiful, and they're not multi-chromes that I see a ton in palettes. So I do think this one has something really special to offer. I love that we have these like blues and blacks and these purples. I really like that we have a lot of contrast in this palette, very light to very dark. I love that we have these like cool tones right here. Just really beautiful. And it's so hard to rank because ask me tomorrow to rank these 10 palettes and like the top 3 might be different, or like 5, 6, 7 maybe in different places, or you know, like it's just it's so hard. But this is how I'm feeling. I'm trying to let you know, like, the quality is great. And when I say like the quality is great, I love it, I'm talking about it's not wearing away quickly. That is a question I see sometimes, like, how long does it last? Trust me when I say, if an eyeshadow does not last on my eyes from the time I put it on to the time I am ready to double cleanse, it's never gonna be good for me. Like, I am always going to hate that because I am wearing my makeup all day. So lasting, like, that's not even a question for me. It has to last. And for reference, I have oily skin, yes, oily lids, yes, I always wear an eyeshadow primer, and I live in a humid place. So not only is like my skin actively trying to push the makeup off my face, but the environment is attacking it too. Next up is Adept Cosmetics Flying Fiddles. I love Adept. Y'all know this. I do have, well, I keep saying, I don't need to keep saying, I have videos on these if you want to see looks, but actually I want to show you another tutorial that I have with this. I actually filmed this. I had, like, my mic was off, and I'm just like, I have no sound, and that's frustrating. So I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to throw this away. I'm gonna just save this and I can put it here in the ranking. So if you wanted to see another look with this palette other than the one in the video that I did, you can definitely hopefully be helped by my technical error, my oversight. I mean, I collaborated with them on the Heather Austin palette, so obviously I love their formulas, and I thought this was a really fun release from them to do these like neutrals with the kind of green shades thrown in. I really like the softness of some of these shades, and then like how intense you can also take this palette to. Adept, they never miss. Like, they never miss for me. Amazing. They did send this to me, and I will say some of these palettes I purchased, some of these I bought myself, I believe. Makeup on Me, that's always in the description box. It's always in the description box. Some of it purchased, some of it gifted. Let's roll on. It's so hard. It's so hard to rank. Next up is GlamLite BellaBeauteBar. Oh, when I tell you the formulas in this palette, first of all, I love this. I actually got to go to the GlamLite BellaBeauteBar launch party, which was so fun. Look at this palette. Now, when you first see this palette, you may think it's a red palette. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, another red palette from GlamLite, but I think it's just the red packaging making me feel that way, because we do have reds, yes, but we also have these like pinky mauve-y tones. We have this kind of taupey shade. We have a black. We have these more berry tones. There's a lot of variety, and I did do an extra look, so I'm going to put it here too, because why not? I actually used this over the weekend, and I'm like, let me film it. Let me film it. So if you have this palette, maybe you can get some more inspiration. But I think this is some of GlamLite's like best formulas for sure. These shimmers are like wet sparkles on the lid, and I love that. I love that whole vibe. I think it's absolutely stunning. Everything is just so beautiful. I would love to see these formulas, even this format, in different color stories from GlamLite, like half green, half neutral. Bring it on. I would love that. These formulas, that like the mattes are great. They're pigmented, they're easy to blend, you can layer them, all of that. But the shimmers, they're just speaking to me. Speaking to me. BellaBeauteBar looking hot on the packaging. I love it. I have the Dreamer palette from Unearthly. I'm not sure if this is still available. I know it was sold as like a bundle, a full collection, and it was available individually. I will link it down below if it's still available. But first of all, the artwork, gorgeous. The inside color story though is so pretty. I think this really captures the like cool tone trend that we've been seeing, people loving cool tones while still being unique and that special something that Unearthly brings. This shade right here has like these rainbow sparkles in it, so it's like a silver with this rainbow reflect, almost like holographic. We have a beautiful navy, like these gray silver tones, absolutely beautiful. I love that we have cool brown in here too, so if you want to do a neutral look, you can do that. I love that we have variety, like you can do colorful, you can do neutral, you can do muted color, or you can do bold intense color. I like that we have a deep dark navy. I like that we have a deep dark brown. I like that we have a deep dark plum. Like, there's options. I love an option, and this is beautiful. I mean, Unearthly makes some of my favorite shadows ever as well. I collabed on them with my Resurgence collection, so of course I love the brand. And I think that color story is so sultry, and it just, gorgeous. Simply Posh Aurora Lights. Simply Posh. I tried them, and they were good. Okay, they were good. I really liked their stuff. This release and the one before it, they have taken their formula to the next level. They have gone from good, I like it, this is really great, to wow, I love. And this color story on top of that, wow, I love. We have beautiful matte formulas, and we have beautiful duochrome formulas. I think Simply Posh lays out their palette in a way that just makes it so easy. So you don't know what to do, these 3 shades. Like, just go column by column by column. Absolutely gorgeous. You have a light shade, a duochrome, and a deeper shade. I love that. I really enjoy playing with this. Every time I've played with this, I've created like very simple, bright looks, very deep, sultry looks. I love. I think it's Cozy Cabin that was the one before this. I can picture the palette, but I can't remember if the name is Cozy Cabin. The formulas are so good, and I heard that they're going to reformulate some of their other palettes, and I will be like, what launch time, what time zone I will be checking, and I will be purchasing, because I love the palettes I have from them, but this formula, it's improved, and it is so good. BellaBeauteBar Dead Roses. I love this palette so much. I have a video with this palette, and then I also did a short. Sometimes I can't post, like, if I film a shorts style tutorial, sometimes I can't share it from Instagram to TikTok to YouTube, because YouTube, the videos have to be much shorter. So forgive me if I'm like, oh, I have a short with this, but it's actually just on Instagram. I have long form videos, so don't worry if you miss. What do you want me to say? Like, you can see it, right? You can see it, right? I love pink and red. I really do. I love purple. And this palette, we have light shades and we have deep dark shades. We have beautiful formulas in here. This shade right here, I love. If you can see in the mirror, there are multi-chromes in here. There are duochromes. Really, really beautiful. Some of these, like this purple right here kind of shifts to this green, which I love that contrast, to have like a purple eye look and then you turn and the lid turns green. I love that. I think that's really beautiful. This one that goes to like this gold shade, really beautiful paired with the reds. I love a theme, and this anti-Valentine's Day theme, I think it's so good. I really enjoy this. I've loved every look that I've done with this. Every time I've played with it, it's been beautiful. I love BellaBeauteBar, so I wasn't surprised when I saw this palette. Before I touched it, anything, I was like, oh, I like that. I love. Number 1 goes to the Cold Moon palette from Ensley Rain. This palette actually launched last year, at the end of last year, but it launched after I had already done my year-end ranking. So I'm excited, like today, to film this, to have some palettes that I think, you know, I actually tried last year. It takes time. Look at this though. What can I even say? This is cool tones with a twist. I love that we have cool tone browns. I love that we have our cool tone grays. I love that we have like light shades. This shade, kind of this like weird concrete color, I love. I love that we have like mauve-y, pinky purple cool tones. I am not even like lover of cool tones. If you told me when it comes to like neutrals, what do you like? I would say I like warm the best. First of all, I love goldy olive neutrals, but if I'm just like sticking to the basics, warm, then straight up neutral, then cool. But this quality is amazing. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I have a video with this, 5 looks. I've uploaded a short with this, so that's 6 looks or more. I don't even know at this point. I can't stop using this. It's so incredibly beautiful. We have those holographic shadows. We have shimmer shadows. We have duochrome shadows. Beautiful formula. Ensley Rain, start with the lightest shade, work to the deepest. Start with the deepest, work to the lightest. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's beautiful. Like, they keep getting wins with their releases for me. I just love everything about it. There's no shade in here that I feel like is repetitive. There's no shade in here that I would take out or change. These, like, more holographic shades, like, shift so much. We have some different formulas. I love when a palette gives me different formulas, give me variety. Don't just give me matte shimmer, give me options, and I love that. So that's why it's coming in at number 1. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe. I love reviewing makeup. I love following up with y'all. I test and try a ton of things, so hopefully I can help you make decisions if you're shopping your stash, if you were looking at purchasing any of these. Remember, these are my opinions. If you have different preferences, that is totally okay. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe because I have lots more content coming, and I will see you very soon in another one. Bye!